one. A bit of back and forth in this first game as we get ready to crest that halfway point.
Whoa! Aggro Fusion said, hey, Hot Sauce was winding down. He's ready to throw it on over to Tugboat. Nope, I don't. I want you to keep on talking. Aggro Fusion, fantastically done right there.
The paint shells will rain down, but they do have an ability to go through spawn if they decide to do so here, because that trap is feeling a sense of security.
It's an ambush!
It's a full spawn. Moth's Wrath will eventually find that one, but the damage here done.
Insane stuff. We could have had a beautiful sequence, but that will likely be it. Chaining into the crush once again. We're going to keep going here. That's 2 times. Can we get a 3rd? And we are going to go for the read, I think. But not going to go. We are at 251. What are we doing?
Hello and welcome, Rocket League fans. We are here and we are live. The WSSEA coming hot at ya. I'm FBI Tugboat. With me, as always, it seems, the man, the myth, the mustache. Hot Sauce, how you feeling on the day?
Hey, feeling great. Excited for some Rocket League action here today. I know we had a moment to talk briefly before we got going today. Both of these teams equal as far as the records go. We got Ephrata taking on Colville, both 2 and 3. So looking to get to that magic 500 here, but I'm sure it'll be an exciting series nonetheless.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Now, for one of these teams, the tale has mostly been just a bunch of 3-0s, win or lose. With that, I am talking, of course, about Ephrata. All of their games, except for, of course, forfeit there. 3-0 against Sela. Sela taking it down. The Vikings taking it down right there. Morton Varsity, Ephrata coming in full 3-0 right there, doing the same thing. Against Sputters, they took it down. Central Kitsap in the preseason as well, taking down 3-0 fashion. So it's really been kind of like this tale of just complete sweeps one way or the other when it comes to Ephrata. Hot Sauce.
Well, hopefully we can go all the way to the best of 5. But before we get into that today, we do want to give a huge shout out to Zotac Gaming for powering today's stream. Thanks to their incredible support, we're able to bring this broadcast to all of you, hoping to showcase the amazing talent here in Scholastic Esports. So let's be sure to show our appreciation to Zotac Gaming by giving them a shout out on that social media. Make sure you join their community on Discord, and don't forget to use those hashtags powered by Zotac or hashtag ZotecUSA when you post, and let us know who you think is going to win today's game.
Absolutely. Taking predictions in Twitch chat and, of course, over there as stated. Looking at Colville, a little bit of a different story, right? There's been some 3-0s, but then the final score with Sputters Rocket League has not been reported, but we do know that was a back-and-forth series all the way through. So perhaps another one on the docket here for this matchup between Ephrata and Colville High. This is, of course, round robin. This is, of course, week 6. So really, this is when the bacon starts to get made here, Hot Sauce. This is really where the rubber meets the road as well, and where teams will start to break away and make for a better postseason performance.
Yeah, any game, any and every game counts at this point. You're looking to get that nice seeding in that postseason. I know we had some words from Ephrata's coach behind the scenes before we got going that they're in League of Legends, Smash, Valorant, Rocket League, and Overwatch in 2022, winning that West Coast title through plays for Rocket League. In 2023, taking 3rd in state for League of Legends, and last year actually winning state through WSSEA in League of Legends. But out here in Rocket League today, Coach Jensen says Micah Sandberg and Chase Moser are 2 really good players to look out for. I think Micah's Champ 1, Chase Diamond 2, and so they've been growing a lot this season, the coach said. They've been building this team, and they're ready to show all this hard work and see if it can pay off.
Absolutely. Once again, once again, that is Coach Jensen over there for Ephrata. I want to give a shout out to Francisco Ramirez as well, coaching staff over there for Ephrata, as well as the coaching staff, of course, for Colville. That is Coach Terry, Coach Smurfman30. That's the tag that we have right here. So I love to see the coaches also showed, hey, I play the game as well, Hot Sauce. I'm in there in the trenches as well.
He said, I Smurf at your peak, kid. So you got a lot to learn from Coach Smurf over here. No, you love to see him getting involved in making up some fun gamer tags as well. I mean, at the bare minimum, that's what it's all about. Having some fun here today. And that's what we're going to see between these 2 teams in a best of 5 as we get those scores set to 0. 5 minutes on the clock, and we're ready to head on down to the pitch.
dangerous back pass early here from Colville. Going to be glad that did not get capitalized upon. Mr. Mad Max here, perhaps just henceforth referred to as Mad Max. We also have angles mastered there for Colville. So, speaking of Mad Max, see how they are able to drive this one on in. Almost get it done themselves as well. You kind of see the entirety of Ephrata just kind of postering up right there and just waiting for the ball to land. Double commit on the defense, and it was necessary. Wow, a shot plus a demo, but that's going to get blocked away early.
Yeah, almost able to find the back of the net, but it was a nice demo nonetheless. But able to keep it out for the time being as we see both of these squads battling back and forth right now. That's Mr. Mad Max who finds that save to keep that one out of the Colville territory. And now pressuring into the corner. Colville still looking for this clear at the moment. Ephrata able to keep that drive alive for the time being as this clear does come in.
It was a great job from Ephrata sending this on up just to the sides right here. Not a really great shot right there. And Aurelius, a little Marcus Aurelius action, perhaps getting it onto one alt. One alt puts one against a defender. But hey, as I always say, forcing the hand of defender never really a bad thing.
Oh, defense, incredibly important. Colville right now showing some good defense. They need to find something here in transition as the jam man was going for that one. We'll get a little help here from Dark, who pressures down toward the corner. And Morales not able to find that clear just yet. This one gets a bit away from one, but has help from a teammate. And a little bit of Pong action here to start off game number one.
Yeah, this really has just been a story of really like longer range shots across this pitch as well as big clears the other way, and nobody really setting up anything that at least requires a lot of passing plays thus far. Now these, I mean, you heard earlier, Diamond Champ, stuff like this, these are what passing plays are made out of. You don't get there without utilizing passing plays very frequently and working together as a squad. But so far this just hasn't really happened as much.
Yeah, you know, sometimes those first game jitters are a thing, and so we look to settle into that play style that we're a little more used to. As we do see Mr. Mad Max circling back, looking for the pinch off the wall, and it's a nice one to send it down here toward this Ephrata territory. The shot toward the target a bit wide to the right, and Colville will find another save.
Week 6, action continues right here. No scores on boards quite yet, of course, but it's halftime plus, and as like I always say, lower scoring games frequently indicative of higher skilled players. A lot of times when there's higher scores, right, like you've got that offensive part of the game down. Defense, it might be a little bit lacking though, Hot Sauce.
Yeah, you know, sometimes those things happen. You just got to kind of take a deep breath and reset a little bit. You know, it's all about that team communication and ironing out those details as time goes on. Rocket League, certainly a game where you got to kind of adapt on the fly here. And Mr. Mad Max, speaking of fly, goes through the sky, not able to find the touch they need. It'll be up to Ephrata to try and find this clear as Colville begins to pick up the pressure.
And as time goes, Hot Sauce, this feels like golden goal situation. This will be a one and done for game number 1. That's just a prediction year early, the way that these defenses have just been standing up thus far. Any kind of offensive pressure thus far, and they have not cracked in 3.5 minutes of Rocket League.
And just about 90 seconds left here as we are still held scoreless in game number 1 of the best of 5. Morales off the ceiling there, does send it the other direction as Monica tries to scoop it up and head toward this corner here, but Colville will find the stop, try to pressure outward, but one alt will keep the drive alive for a little while longer as Colville still searches for this clear.
It does kind of seem like one alt has gotten to that position very comfortably, obviously one they have played before here, and that's just dishing it up to the teammates. It hasn't found pay dirt yet, but now maybe it's one alt and all. Not going to happen, just a little bit too high.
A little bit too high on that one. We'll see if they can recorrect and regain as the ball floats high and dry around midfield. Scooped up by one alt. It was a nice shot on target as Dark Light will step up, find the save. A secondary save from Mr. Mad Max as ball does get a bit squirrely, kind of dangerous down here in front of that net. A big booming clear will open things up. Only a defender to beat, but a little bit awkward here. So we do see Colville able to get back in time, but the jam man will jam him up at the goal line and find a big demo.
Oh no! It all comes down to just a little bit of getting cross-footed right there, cross-axle, cross-wheeled, whatever you want to call it. Regardless, right there, Monica bites completely onto this one, and Marcus Aurelius is just sitting at a perpendicular angle, right? Nothing really you can do to that one. Even if they flip to the left side, they're going to risk actually putting it in them themselves. Same result, different scorer. Hot Sauce.
Yeah, not much you can do but just slowly watch that one roll in and feel kind of bad there. But, there's not a ton of time, unfortunately, either. This one came so late in the game that Ephrata not having a ton of time to find that equalizer. Still pressuring down, though, as we do see one alts out of boost at the moment. There's 100 tucked into the corner. A secondary touch to keep it alive for just a moment. Regulation has ended. The ball will fall, and Colville will take game number 1. But honestly, that was kind of a sketchy goal there that came very late in that one. It could have been either team's game.
Yeah, and I think this here stat line says everything. Monica, most points on their team. 0 shots attempted, only saves and obviously touches on the ball, clears and whatnot that they have accrued to those 213, again, the most on Ephrata's squad. Taking a look other side, plenty of saves to be had, plenty of shots to be had, some fantastic stuff, and a very competitive game number 1 of this best of 5. Number 2 of possibly 5 starting right now, and a 1-score difference. You got to feel like that might be on the docket.
Yeah, I mean, Ephrata doubled their shots and won, but it was Colville that was able to find that goal off of 3 shots. Early pressure this time coming out from Ephrata, though, looking for a little bit of revenge, as that one was dangerously in front of the net, but Colville going to dodge a bullet and a goal as they find the save.
Yeah, seriously, and talk about getting a transition after that one. Colville should still be able to pick this one up. No, actually, Colville just dashes back to goal, and you have to anticipate something like this happening. Another miss down bottom. Ephrata, the offensive woes continue, Hot Sauce.
Well, sometimes in that excitement, it can get the best of you. You just got to try to reset. You can't allow that affect the mental either, because Rocket League, you certainly have to live in the moment. So got a GG's go next. Look for another opportunity. You've got 4 minutes left to do so, and it's Ephrata again who's seem to have a little bit more pressure as we say it, though. A big booming clear and open net that Morales will be able to kind of guide off to the corner there.
Oh, and with no boost in the pocket, Mad Max is going to slice that defense up. This comes off the back of that demo as well, so while the entire, oh no, excuse me, that was the other way around. It was a fantastic attempt from Ephrata to have gotten that demo, but the damage is already done at that point, right? Ball bounces against the wall, rebound coming in, it's a perfect angle and an easy early goal finally here for Colville. That happened at 34 seconds left last time?
Yeah, I mean, we were almost done with the game when they scored, so a much earlier score here this time to give them a little bit of some breathing room, but no 2-point cushion just yet as we see Morales battling around midfield here, looking to collect that 100 into the corner, but does have to backpedal. No boost in the tank, excuse me, but Colville will find that booming clear.
Talk about booming clears. Marcus Aurelius over 1, and it's an open net the other way. There you go. The drought has finished. The rains are here, Hot Sauce. Ephrata finally gets on the board after, 6.5 minutes or so, the scoreless drought.
Yeah, I mean, that was great. Morales was pretty much out of boost there, and we did see Colville coming in very quickly. So teammate able to step up over the top, 1 alts, had that extra boost in the tank to knock it into the back of the net. So they find that equalizer relatively quickly here as well. But Colville, once again, looking to apply that pressure. 1 alts over the top. Nobody in the background, but it's not quite on target. Pinched off the post, and Colville will come away unscathed.
It's just one of those things, again, the difference of a couple of inches, in-game inches, it seems, centimeters, however you want to measure it, it seems. It's a tiny, tiny little difference. And a great job getting a block through the fire and the flames. It's not just a long Dragon Force song.
Yeah, it's not easy when those smoke screens go up through those demos, but they're able to do it here in this one. Now back across toward midfield, 1 alts, Mr. Mad Max duking it out here as neither will win that 50. Dark Light able to scoop it up. A shot toward the target. A double commit from Ephrata, but they'll come away unharmed here as they do find the stop.
Dark Light was looking for the dish up and a dish out against the wall right here. Kind of stagnates and otherwise perfectly set up offense. Last player back. Doesn't really get a good clear. This is kind of off to the right side. I don't know why Colville didn't capitalize upon that.
Yeah, it was tough. You want to cheat forward and try to pressure that one in. You had a solid opportunity, but if you do hesitate, sometimes it can be that extra second to give the other team the upper hand. So doesn't play out in their favor just yet. We will remain tied as we got a little less than 2 minutes, but Morales looks to be knocking at the net. It's taken away, though. The 50 still bouncing around midfield, and both of these teams looking to apply some pressure.
Yeah, finally getting on top of this one here. Puts it out to the corner. Now dishing it right corner here. This is the beginning of something beautiful, perhaps. Once again, Colville. I can understand the demo right here, but you have to go forth and positively affect the trajectory of the ball, right?
Yeah, I felt like he realized he wasn't going to quite get there in time for the ball, so maybe hoping to demo the goalie and hoping that a teammate was not far behind. But yeah, they just haven't been able to step up forward and make those plays onto the ball that's in front of the net. So after a couple early goals, things have slowed down just a bit. But hold on, 1-0 will take the lead here for Ephrata as they look to tie up the series.
It might have been a one-score shutout last game, but Ephrata, and specifically 1-0 right here, has made this game to their own. And can you smell what I'm smelling here, Hot Sauce? This is what comebacks are cooked out of.
Is the Rock cooking out here on the field, baby? A banger off the kickoff. It's 1-0, the secondary touch. Some would say he's heating up. Some would say he's on fire at this point.
Yeah, that's entirely fair. The hat's out. It's a hat trick right here, folks. 3 and with 1 minute and 7 seconds left. Now, this is the first major lead change, right? Well, score difference 1, okay, but major lead change, 2-score differential between these two teams. It'll be up to Colville to bring this one back from the brink. I mean, this is the classic 60-second drill, right? Down by 2. What do you do? Well, that's not it.
Yeah, that might just be the final nail in the coffin as Morales comes in to strike this one, and it's off this play from 1-0 as well. The defender steps up, finds a save, but not in motion, kind of stationary, facing forward. It's hard to make him. You see him guess correctly and jump toward that left side, but unfortunately not able to put a card to the ball. 3-point lead with less than a minute to go. Ephrata, once again, looking to tie up that series. It's a nice shot that doesn't connect. The second touch, not there either.
The Woes Heartbreak Hotel has been checked into. It is located next to Colville High School. My goodness, that was another wide open shot right there. But again, I think sometimes these sorts of things are necessary, just like slowing down the gameplay, but also knowing that you only have 30 seconds left. Still possible. Don't want to eliminate any kind of hope right here. It is just very unlikely.
Yeah, you know, I know some people say 10 or 20-second rule. For me, I stick kind of the 20 to 30 seconds to set up each goal and give yourself an opportunity. You might have some crazy kickoff goals here and there, but realistically, Colville, you know, they could find another goal, build some momentum off of it, but Ephrata has found a way to solidify the dub here in game number 2. We are hoping for a close series, and a close series will have that first one, though. I mean, a low-scoring game of 1. We see 5 in total here in game number 2, and I wouldn't be surprised if they begin to slowly pick it up from both sides as time goes on.
I mean, you don't get lower than a single score game 1, of course, but man, now Jam Man and Monica both kept without shots attempted even. Only 1 save on both sides, but you kind of see where the difference sort of begins to lie. Hot Sauce, 6 shots attempted versus Colville's only 3. A little double-up action right there as well as we push on into game number 3. A best-of-5 series essentially now boiled down to a best-of-3 series.
Yeah, and 1-0's had a perfect participation. I mean, he had 3 shots, 3 goals, and that assist for that 4th one, so 1-0's really stepping it up in that offensive department. It's Colville, though, with some early pressure here in game number 3. Both of these teams have been able to adapt and overcome from their games respectively, but it'll be up to either of these teams now to take the lead in the series once more.
Yeah, it's going to be a much easier said than done type situation, especially as these two teams are both kind of adopting an early and more passive play style. You see 2 defenders back right here. Well, that's what you get on the other side. A pretty darn good clear, and then nothing here from Ephrata. Colville comes flying into this one. It's just a little tippy-tap off the wall. Still leaves one back, so the rotation's not busted on that one by any means, and a great job respecting that, even though everybody wants to hop to when a mistake presents itself.
Gotta try to slam it on in back toward that net there. And now a banger of a shot. This time it's Immoralius to find that one. Only just, well, not quite a full minute off the clock, but Ephrata, again, able to strike first here in game number 3. It seems like things starting to really click for this Ephrata squad.
Yeah, the difference is here is I just think that Ephrata's offense has gotten a little bit better and kind of figured things out against Colville a little bit. The worst thing that happened in the previous game, the reason why there's a 3-score difference, is eventually Colville just put way more effort into this offense and is trying to get any kind of points on the board. Because, as I always say, loss of 3, loss of 10, loss of 1, all means the same, and will all be reset to true 0, and a completely neutral situation in between games. So why not go for broke? You're gonna try and get what you can. And speaking of, two Colville players go for it. Neither one makes connection.
Oh, it's great to see him going for the ball, though. They're certainly not scoring for lack of trying. Definitely getting some solid opportunities down here on the other side. But Morales, all of a sudden, looking like they're feeling much more comfortable through the sky here as well. We're seeing some of those mechanical abilities starting to click here as well. And so Colville needs to find a way to get this quick response here. It was almost over the head of the defender, but Ephrata, that third-man rotation really stepping up nicely.
Yeah, this is what we talk about, crisp, clean rotations. Obviously, you don't want to cheat up on these a little bit too much, and like just altering. I mean, that's really the game, right? Respecting rotations and altering, based on the mistakes that your enemy makes. I feel like that's a little 102 action right there.
Always got to try to capitalize on those minor mistakes or major ones of your opponents. It's those little things that can allow you to find that additional goal and give yourself a little bit of that breathing room. But Colville looking for something on the counterattack now. Unfortunately, not able to find it just yet. They will starve Ephrata of that 100 in the corner, but a little bit more back and forth here as we get to the meat and potatoes of game number 3.
Yeah, still just a one-score differential, so nothing insurmountable by any means at this point. This is basically where we're at in game number 1, albeit much later on in the game. One-score differential can be undone at any given point, though. There's still plenty here. Continued pressure right there. Darklight combines with the teammate, gets a decent clear until it's picked up. Back onto the outside, and Darklight at least posturing like they have boost, runs into the back of a teammate trying to pick up that boost, but third player does bail them out. A one-score differential remains.
As a dangerous position, the pass back in front of the net here as well. Monica steps up, a lot of mustard on that one as it goes soaring above, but off the post. 1-0 yet again, and that will be the 2-point cushion Ephrata's looking for.
Yes, they are. Definitely in about 100 seconds left as well. Jam Man kind of gets caught looking right in the front right here. You either got to pick a front position and challenge player or pick a back position, protect net, but split decision results in indecision. It's a 2-score differential, and like you said here. Now, this is, of course, what everyone says, the most dangerous lead in Rocket League. Nobody wants to rest on their laurels quite yet. Ephrata can't quite manage to change their game plan completely to a defensive mindset yet. But they'll soon be on the docket. Oh my goodness, that might have been a different story if Morales or Aurelius, or however you're supposed to say it, did connect with that one.
Yeah, that was dangerously close there as well. And again, already looking for something else. Being selfless, a nice pass in front of the net. Unfortunately, teammates not able to capitalize on that one. Now it's Mr. Mad Max through the sky trying to make something happen. But Colville, now Ephrata finding the stop, and Morales just sneaks that one on in. It wasn't a ton of power. It wasn't super fancy, but it was indeed enough.
We got double-digit shot attempted here for Ephrata as well. So Aurelius there with their fifth, teammate, 1 alts. 4 last time we checked in with them as well. Kickoff goal attempted. Mr. Mad Max says, hey, it's not early. We're going to try, and they're still going to try and go for this. Of course, you want to play until the whistle blows, as they say. 3-score difference might be the same as what they just saw, but okay, well, 4-score difference. My point is they don't want to get shut out. They want to get at least 1 on here, hot sauce.
Yeah, you want to try to find a goal or 2. Even if you don't win that game, finding a goal or 2 late in a game could be enough of a confidence booster to spill over into that following game as well. 4 goals, again, it's not over yet in this one for Colville, but it's certainly, a very tall task to ask. 4 goals in such little time. You need something crazy here. You need a crazy kickoff goal at some point, and so realistically, you just want to see him get a goal or 2.
Yeah, just turn that donut into a breadstick. That's what we always say. Get something on board right here and try and take something going into what's looking like, almost certainly going to be, a match point against Colville High School after they came through with an honestly impressive 1-0 W in the game number 1.
Yeah, I mean, they were able to shut out Ephrata in game number 1, and it was Ephrata who was stumbling a bit in game number 1. But, man, have they seemed to have found their stride. It's all pedal to the metal, and they're not looking back anytime soon. This time, it's Monica as she slams that one into the back of the net. That'll be 5 now for Ephrata.
Nicely done. Nicely done. Monica, 2 shots, 2 goals, and 2 saves. A well-rounded player, if I do say so myself. 10 seconds left. This game number 3 is over with hot sauce. Result will not all be the same, albeit maybe a goal difference. Taking a look game number 4 and what exactly these two teams need to do, I'd have to say Colville just, I think they've been altering their game plan a little bit too early right here, and that's sometimes resulting in a real big score difference, and something that just becomes insurmountable over time. Well, there's also triple zeros right there, so the offense, that seems, I think there's at least a couple of opportunities that Colville went there, but hey, regardless, guys, need to pay the bills, keep the lights on. I want to give a big shout out to LandFest for building healthy communities through gaming. They have over 20 chapters across the U.S. and 150 events per year. Head on over to landfest.com and check out our Washington chapters, which is, of course, Ephrata, Land, and Emerald City LandFest, to find an event near you.
Certainly love all the folks over at LandFest. For Colville, though, they struggled to put a shot on the board. I'd like to see him get a little bit more aggressive. Even if it doesn't pay off, at least you're attempting to go for some of these balls here as well. And honestly, I'd like to see Jam Man step up and look for some bumps or some demos. Just try to frustrate the opposition a little bit, get them out of their game plan, and see if it's something that might be able to give you just a little bit of an upper hand.
Just a little bit, by hook or by crook. That's what I always say. Well, how about leaving a one Ephrata player in the absolute dust right there? There's certainly some success that Colville found. Great shot and first goal. Mr. Mad Max, Game 4 looking like Game 1 all over again, Hot Sauce.
That's right, Mr. Mad Max, the road warrior themselves, coming through big for Colville, and just a little more than 45 off the clock as they find that first one, but consistency is going to be key here. They need to continue to play well throughout the entire remaining 4+ minutes if they want to take this one away here from Ephrata.
And at the end of the day, this could just be a squad that simply plays better from ahead. I mean, it's obviously a superlative that anybody wants to be able to say, but people talk about pressures and stuff like this and game plans, how they change when you're behind. Perhaps, like I said, Colville is just has one that has executed better when they're ahead, but I also don't want to be talking too early here, given there's plenty of time left in this Game 4.
Yeah, 3:40, and in a game like Rocket League can seem like an eternity at some times, but Ephrata does go flying by that one at first. The secondary touch, there's nobody in the backfield, and it's 1-Alts to capitalize. The pass from Monica to 1-Alts will find that equalizer, and with that, all tied up once more.
This is such a good job stretching the field from the right side to the left once they realize that there's no defenders home on that left side and this net will be unprotected there. Defender realizes it about a quarter of a second too late, right? Jumps up to it, nothing happening. Oh my goodness, Mad Max looking for their second. Can't quite get the angle perfect.
Yeah, honestly, that was a beautiful play as well, and so it almost seems like Colville beginning to heat up here late in this one as they've gotten a couple good opportunities, and Morales will knock him off the ball, collect the 100 here at mid, looks to play it off the wall, gets a little squirrely and away from that one as Colville will scoop it up, can't quite settle it down though, and now powering into the corner is Monica, trying to set something up in front of the net here for Ephrata, the secondary touch. Jam Man looking for the clear, unfortunately does go by it, but Colville eventually will find that clear.
Hey, whether it was engineered or a true mistake, whatever it was, they bit upon it, and Colville is having a shot right now because of it. This goal right here happened because J-Man comes up, and I truly believe this was a fake. They had no boost, so what are they going to do with it afterwards, right? They have to know that it's Diamond Champ level players right here, right? Yes, sure, they'll miss some shots sometimes. Absolutely, 100%. I do myself, and I'm way low ranks than these guys, right? But because they bite upon this, boostless Jam Man fakes everybody into thinking this ball is going to be there about a half second, maybe a third of a second too early, and Colville just turns that to another lead.
Well, we were hoping to see Jam Man get a little bit more involved, certainly doing so here in game number 4. They've got a 1-point lead, but Morales quick to take it away. It's the assist from Monica yet again, now 2 for them, as they'll only need 1 more to get that playmaker medal.
Monica's just been absolutely feeding this player, and as well as 1-Alts as well. On the one side, there were like here for Colville, of course, kind of seemed like that was Jam Man, perhaps a little bit of the other player kind of feeding on into Darklight, excuse me, like feeding the third player, right? Sorry, I don't know why I couldn't think of that. And perhaps that is kind of a role, a necessary one that Monica has filled as well over on the side of Ephrata.
Uh-oh, this could spell trouble. It's off the crossbar, though, and luckily the MVP, the most valuable post, will step up big here for Colville as they look for a bit of a clear here. It's only about a half one as Morales goes flying through the sky to find a touch, sending it toward the net. There's the help, and it's going to be a roller. Monaco wins the 50. They ate their Wheaties this morning, and that will give Ephrata the lead for the first time here in this one.
2 assists, not enough for Monaco. They said they want another one here. And how about a goal this time? Not just that assist. 1 score difference with 104 seconds left here. If it goes Ephrata, that'll be it for the series. If it goes Colville, we'll have a one and done, a sudden death game number 5.
We'd love to see that game number 5. We love as much Rocket League we can get over here from WSSEA, but all of a sudden, Ephrata has other plans. It's back-to-back goals, and this time from 1 alts. They've got that 2-point cushion, but with 95 seconds left on the clock, you still can't count out Colville. They've really stepped it up here in these last couple games.
Yeah, brutal loss right there. Brutal goal against Colville right there if you're a fan of them. But plenty of time, as Hot Sauce said, to bring this one back from the brink. How about getting a little offense going here? Mad Max. I like the intention to stay back right here. It just needs to come off the back of a clear as well. They picked up the boost to do it. That sends it to the corner. This will be centered. This will be centered. This will be sent all the way inside. Ooh. Nothing you can do about that one. Mad Max with another one. And a fantastic read of this defensive transition to an offense way too early, Hot Sauce.
Absolutely loving the grit and determination from Colville out here. That never say never attitude. You love to see him fighting tooth and nail, even when things look a little bit rough. Able to navigate those rough waters, find that goal, and now just one away from tying it up. Mr. Mad Max has really turned and burned here, but they still need to find one more before allowing Ephrata anything else.
Little physical play and a dangerous look down there in front of Colville's net, but pressure is not quite off yet. Immediately, Ephrata decides to go on the defense right here. About 40 seconds left. Ahead by 2, I could see a more of a time-wasting kind of strategy here, but this is another open net. Slow roller. Oh, no, another 2-score differential.
Yeah, this is just tough because Colville was beginning to get that breakaway play downfield, so you see the third man stepping up kind of far forward there, not ready or kind of realizing that Ephrata was right there to pick the pocket, lock it, and drop it right into the back of the net. So that 2-point cushion comes late in this one with only 30 seconds. It's going to be tough for Colville, but they have really picked it up here in Game 4. They've got an opportunity, but they got to get down to the other side of the field.
Yeah, and Ephrata just keeps hitting this ball back on the pitch, wasting those precious seconds. That's sand out the hourglass, Hot Sauce, and soon enough, that'll be their biggest opponent here. Oh, a couple of offensive attempts right there, another block, and I do believe we have reached just not enough sand in the hourglass. Colville be taking the L. Game 4 right here in a 3-1 series. We predicted it being a little bit of back and forth, and that's certainly what we saw. It seems like the first half of a lot of these games just got a lot better for Colville. It was just kind of the closing situation, and then, yeah, as well as the scoring attempt drought for Darklight and for Jam Man right there, Hot Sauce as well, not getting as involved in the offense as they did in the first half of the series.
Yeah, games 2 and 3 were just a little bit tough for Colville. They were struggling to get down the field and find those shots. But in games 1, game 4, especially Master Mad Max or Mr. Mad Max over there, he was finding ways to really get down the field and apply that pressure toward Ephrata. So, I mean, Colville should hold their heads high. They fought tooth and nail, and they had a couple great games in that series. Obviously, it doesn't go their way today, but they've still got more opportunities throughout the regular season. For Ephrata, they do get to go to 3 and 3 though, and up to that 500 mark as they get set for the second half of their season as well.
Yeah, and again, just getting above that 500 mark. You add it. I mean, 3 games left? Ideally, 3-0, obviously. Even 2-1 sets you up very, very well for a top half seeding in that postseason here for the WSSEA. That'll be it here, though. A 3-1 victory for Ephrata. I want to go ahead, Pay the bills here, folks. I want to give a shout out to Seattle Built PCs. Thank you to Seattle Built PCs for their continued support of the WSSEA. Seattle Built PCs are the custom PC builders trusted by the pros. Since 2020, they've been crafting incredible rigs for world-famous esports players, content creators with millions of fans, and even the developers of your favorite games. Seattle Built wants to work with you to create the perfect PC for your needs whenever you're ready. So, if you're looking for a custom PC built by the people who care, check out Seattle Built PCs at seattlebuilt.com. Hot sauce. It's been a fantastic series, I gotta say. I want to go ahead and give a shout out to our production staff. That is Connie, that is Taylor as well, producing away and making our jobs as casters just so much easier. Very, very much appreciate that. Hot sauce. You got anything for the good people before you do bid them adieu?
Yeah, just again, another thank you to everybody behind the scenes, to all the sponsors today in Zotec, Landfest, Seattle Built PCs, and of course, everybody hanging out in chat or watching from home. We certainly appreciate each and every one of you as well. That legend to my digital right with another beautiful mustache, Tugboat. My name is Hot Sauce. We'll remind you, back here tomorrow at the same time for some Valorant, where you'll have me and I believe D-Lo. But until then, guys, we hope that you take care and have an absolute wonderful evening. Good night.